Everyone, welcome. We've actually got Payton here. She is a spa owner out in Utah. And in the past 30 days or less, she's actually at the point now where she's in a position where she needs to renovate and not renovate, but upgrade her spot. She's actually hired more employees just because she's at the point where her spa is booked out weeks in advance. So she's got a lot of helpful tips that's definitely going to help a lot of spa owners out there. So Payton, welcome.
Hi guys, my name is Payton. I own 801 Spa and Beauty here in Mill Creek. I'm 27 years old. I started on my own about 5 years ago, and I moved into a spa space where I had people under me about 2.5 years ago. And it's been really good and really fun. And I kind of got to the point where I was full and most of my girls were full, but I needed something more. And I wanted my other girls to be successful too. And I ended up seeing the ad with Quentin telling about Spa Rocket, and the best decision I ever did was to make that consult call, and it's just been literally life-changing ever since in just over 30 days.
Wow. That's, and honestly, you're the fastest, our fastest testimonial. Cause guys, for whoever watching right now, we've literally cracked the code for Payton here, something we've honestly never seen before. We're getting her leads for about 70 cents. And then we're converting about 15% of them within the first weeks, which is unheard of. So right now, guys, Payton is literally printing money, which is crazy, and all in 30 days. Cause just like you said, you've hired more girls, cause that one, your cousin who you were, had her calendar full, she was booked out 6 weeks in advance.
Yeah, there was just literally no room for anyone to be put. And so she opened up another day, which helped. But honestly, we weren't taking advantage of the 3 other days. So I just hired another master SD who's going to be taking care. Now I'm going to have somebody there 7 days a week taking appointments, which will be awesome because there's a total need for it.
Yeah. And then this way, yeah, a total need, it's just they want more. They want more. So
It's so
good
crazy.
problems to have. Good problems to have. So what would you say is kind of different from because you said you've been doing this for 5 years. What did you do differently compared to 5 years ago to where you are now?
So for me personally, a lot of my clients are from word of mouth, which is a great way to gain and build clientele because you already have that personal relationship. And for me, it was a lot of fear. I've paid other companies in the past to do marketing for me, and it's either been not profitable, or I barely break even, or some months I wouldn't break even, or it's just been a total bust. And so when I saw the Spa Rocket ad, what I really appreciated about it was, obviously you were trying to sell me, but you were like a real person. It wasn't this, super duper fancy ad with these fake people or these actors pretending. It was you. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try it one more time. And if this doesn't work, then, back to square one. And I had taken a bunch of online master classes about marketing because I was like, I can do it myself, because I had that distrust from prior. And at the end of the day, all the marketing classes said Facebook ads. And 2 of them said, you do beauty, you know how to do beauty, you don't know how to do Facebook ads, you should spend money on Facebook ads with somebody who knows how to do it. And so at first I was like, no, I know how to do it. And I should have just lit that money on fire because it was a complete waste. And so I made the jump and I called you guys, and that's where the change for me happened, was actually being willing to invest in myself and invest in my business. Because at the end of the day, you do have to spend money to make money. And compared to, what I was doing, I was spending a lot of time I didn't really have. I was spending money that really wasn't profiting. And now I'm spending money and I don't even have to answer my phone calls anymore. And I don't have to worry about booking anymore. And so now I have more time to spend with my family, and I have more time to spend inside the spa if I want to. So that has been the biggest change, is actually investing in people who know what they're doing, and investing in people who want you to be as successful as you can be. And that's exactly what you guys have done for me.
Wow. Amazing, amazing story once again. And it's crazy how fast it's happened, but it's also like you just did one simple thing. Like you just gave up control and said, hey,
Absolutely.
I need help. I'm going to admit it. Like I need help.
Yes.
And I'm willing to invest in, at least with us, that's been one of like the biggest things for us as well. And being able to honestly, we're able to help so many people because we're not selfish and just be like, I have to do this. I'm the owner. Like I have to do everything. I love just giving up control, and just having that has been really, really crucial. And then of course, being willing to invest. Like I love hiring more employees. Like today we hired 3 new people, like in one day.
Oh, you did? No, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. And like it costs a lot of money, but it's an investment, and
The
now it's going to
return
allow us
is
to
going
be.
to be way more.
Yeah.
And for me, giving up control was hard. Like even today, like I switched over the phone number to be forwarded to the VR assistants. And as I was doing it, I'm like, do I really want to do this? And I was like, yes, I do, because I unfortunately, I don't have all the hours in the day to answer every phone call and every text and email every person back. And so really, I mean, besides making money, you guys have also like given me my time back, which is worth so much. I mean, for me personally, I can't put like a dollar value on my time because it's so valuable. So even just that has been life changing too.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. And time is priceless, and it's the one thing like you can't get back. Like you
Not at
can
all.
make money back, right? You can always
Right.
make more money. There's always a way, but if you're wasting your time, and yeah. So like it sounds like so like from 5 years ago, like what kind of decisions and kind of like decisions were you making compared to like the 30, like the new Payton basically? Because you're on now like your next evolution.
Totally. So like the old Payton, I would like run promos all the time, and they were super duper cheap. And honestly, what that
Right.
was getting me was just clientele that I wasn't really wanting. And what I love about you guys is like you encourage me to stay within that price point that we still want. And yeah, we'll throw an add-on that costs us little to nothing. Or you guys have been awesome about the way you make the ad and things like that. And I really thought I was going to have issues and be like, oh my gosh, like it needs to be like this and this and this. And like, I've just learned. I remember in one of the videos you said, look, like, don't be super picky. And I was like, this guy does not know who he's dealing with. And I just said, okay, forget it, whatever. And I think that's the one that like cost us like 15 cents or something.
Wow.
Um, that I was like, I don't know about this, but okay, fine. And like, that's the one that like, cause there's one that costs us like 70 and then one that's even less than that. And so
Hmm.
one that I was like, I don't know, but fine. That ended up being the one that like skyrocketed. So for me, I just, like I said, A, investing myself, and B, giving up some control and realizing that I don't know everything. I'm an expert in the beauty industry. So the old Payton kind of knew everything, and the old Payton didn't really give a whole lot of control over. And like I said, honestly, I wish I would have done this way sooner, because my life would have been a ton easier and I would have had a little bit more money in my pocket.
And then you wouldn't even have to probably go into work today.
Right. And I probably
Wow.
would. Well, and the nice thing is you guys have really allowed me to keep it down to the 2 days, where before it was like that. And this sounds so prissy, but like a 2.5 to 3 day a week, I've been able to cut that extra day to a straight admin day. So I'm not taking
Nice.
any clients. And that's like, guys, this has been in the last, literally, what's today's date? The 7th. So like in the last 33 days, like I've been able to take out an entire day in my schedule where I get to say, nope, I'm full, like done.
Wow.
So it's been, I mean, giving up that control, allowing somebody else to come into my space, and really just investing in somebody who knows what they're doing.
Hmm. And that's what like with us, like we pay people to help us with so many things. And like, I love when someone tells me like, hey, like I'm $4,000 a month. And it's like, ah, okay. You know, like if that's what it takes, you know, and it's the way you got to look at it. It's money in versus money out. No
Right.
matter if it's investing in products that are costing you $500, but then it's
Right.
going to allow you to make 2,000. Like you've got to put your money where your mouth is. Like if you want to be a spawner, you can't be afraid to invest, but you just got
No,
to make sure you're investing in the right thing. Don't spend $2,000 on products when you have
absolutely.
one customer, right?
Right. Hmm. Yeah, you can do that after you hire Spa Rocket and you have a million clients, and then you can spend $2,000 on product.
So what I always see like a lot of basically a lot of spawners go wrong is they're not customer focused, right? They're not focused on number one, getting new customers, and then number two, like keeping their customers happy, right? Because if you don't have happy customers, you have nothing. So what would you say? It sounds like now you understand like customers. Like I know you know customers, and a lot of spawners that they do, but a lot of people still forget about the second part. So like having happy customers and building those real relationships and having like great, not just customer service, but like great relationships. How would you say like it's been like the best way that you've been able to do that? Because I know people like want you, like they come to like to see you, right? Because they love
Yeah.
what you.
So that was like a big, when I started hiring people, I kind of have this complex, like nobody's going to treat them the way I treat them. And for me, I used to work for a big corporate company before I got back into the beauty industry, and customer service was just like beat into me. So that is something like innately I've always been good with. And so for me, a big thing has been teaching my girls who work for me how important it is to keep that client happy. Because you guys do that great job, because where I was struggling is the follow up. I struggle with, hey, did you want to book? And then you don't get a text back. And like, we're all human. We all forget, we read
Mhm.
that text. And so if I 9 times out of 10, I wouldn't follow up with that client. And you guys take care of that, which I appreciate, because 9 times out of 10, they're like, oh my gosh, I forgot. Or, oh, I totally forgot that I emailed you guys or whatever. And it's just like that human nature. And we're on our phones all the time. And how many texts do we get a day? And how many emails do we get a day? And we just are like, yes, I want to do that, but I forget. And so I was leaving money on the table because I was forgetting to do that follow up. Or I was forgetting to send out that extra reminder. And so now my girls are really good as far as customer service goes, greeting the client when they're there,
Nice.
making sure that they're taken care of. At the end of the appointment, being greeted with a treat and a water. Hey, thank you so much for coming. Encouraging them to leave reviews, and people do it, and we don't even have to offer like a discount for their next service because they're already so happy. So just taking that extra step and that extra couple minutes to make sure that they are completely taken care of. Because initially people want to come to me because they know that I 1,000% take care of my clients from the beginning of the appointment to the very end. And so on my part, it's just been reiterating that to my girls and making sure that those things are being done.
Yeah, and like literally, like you said, like the extra 2 minutes at the beginning and 2 minutes at the end,
Yeah, that's
like the
it.
ROI on 4 minutes, like you're making like thousands of dollars per
No,
hour.
literally
Like it's
thousands of
crazy.
dollars on that 4 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. And then that's how like you get the ripple effect, because it's not just them coming back, but people talk, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I've already seen that. There's been a good chunk of clients that you guys have brought me where, a lady brought in her son, and then she brought in her sister, and then she brought in her friend. And it's, we had a lady come in last night, who again is that in that client target market, that age group, that financial group that we want to hit. And she ended up leaving a really nice tip for Lauren, and she already has 5 people on the books, or 5 people contacting Lauren. And what's nice about that is because, you're typically you're kind of in that same circle of finances with your friends. And so now it's just expanding our client market of target clients that we want. And we're not just getting people who are coming in for a deal, and we're not just getting people who, you know, want that special pricing. We're getting people who are willing and wanting to pay full price.
Well, and that's the best part is because like when you do it properly, like you don't need to offer 50% off. You don't need
No,
to do some crazy
no.
discounts, some cheap, like you just got to capture people. Like the whole advertising and getting customers is simple. You just got to get people's attention and just
Yep.
follow up with them until they come in. And
Right.
that's it. Right.
And
And
that's literally what you guys have done.
yeah, and then
So it's
no
been
need for
great.
discounts, no need, none of that. And
Not at all.
especially like the worst is seeing like it's fine like right at the beginning, like if you're brand new like day one and
Oh,
you
for
offer for
sure.
sure. Yeah, 100%. Like that's like you've probably been there and that's how you get your first like round of like customers. But then
Right.
like once you have like your preachers, right? The people that love
Right.
your business that are gonna tell everyone like you don't need to be the discount queen anymore. Like there's no need. Like charge
Not
what
at
you're worth.
Absolutely. And what's been really nice is like even one of the ads that we're putting out here in the next day or two. I think you guys, it was like when I was talking to, I can't remember who I was talking to, but one of you, and it was like, well, yeah, you can't run an ad for that amount. And so I actually am running the ad for the amount that I wanted to originally run it for.
Okay.
I was like a little bit afraid because I hadn't had success prior to Spa Rocket with it. It was like we'd get like one or two people, and it's exactly, you're right, getting their attention and making sure that we follow up.
Yeah. Yeah. And then especially now that you're charging double, like we can
Right.
afford to pay double to get the customer, if not more. Right.
Absolutely. If not
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
Yeah. So I always like asking this question, but for me, like I'm a big believer on like, if necessary, like you can break even on like round one, essentially. Like with
Yeah.
us, like we're totally cool, like we're cool losing money when we partner up with the new spa business, because we're confident in what we do, that next month you're going to stay, the month after, then the month after, and you're
Right.
going to stay forever, essentially. So like, do you believe like when it comes to getting customers, like it's like, especially as a spa owner, like it's cool to like break even?
Yeah, I mean, in our first month, I think I did break even. And for me, it was worth it because, and there were some kinks to work out and things like that. And I totally like understood that. And I totally knew that may happen. And I mean, I think a big thing depends on like, you know, how big is your commission cut? Um, so when I originally worked things out with the first girl, you know, my commissions were a little bit less, and now, you know, with the second girl, the commissions are going to be more, and that's just due to like me supplying product and things like that. And so you kind of have to look at like what you're providing and what they're providing and what you're willing to invest in, because had I done the commission at a lower rate for the girl and in the beginning, and had I you know, provided everything in the beginning. Lauren, the first one that we did, she kind of came straight out of school and she was ready to go. And so she had like a lot of her own stuff. So obviously I couldn't take a bigger cut of that.
Mm-hmm.
And she, you know, at the end of the day, I've kind of realized, okay, like it's worth it to me to invest in more product. And this was after that month of learning, right? Like you know, I didn't exactly know what I was doing, and you guys were able to help fine tune that. And like I said, get me to a point where I literally had to hire somebody else. Like I didn't have a choice, or I could leave money on the table. Like I remember it was either you or Jovan who was like, you realize like there's like no room, right? Like there's no place to put anyone here in the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. And I was oh, like I just didn't realize. And so then I had to hire somebody else because, yeah, I could have just ran it with Lauren and, you know, made back my money or profited, you know, maybe a few $100s. But now I have the opportunity to double, triple, even quadruple my money. And like, why wouldn't I want to do that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it goes back, like you just had to be willing to give up control, because you can't
Absolutely.
work 7 days a week, 36 hours a day. Like that's impossible. Right.
Right.
So that
And
was
I've
good.
done it before, right? Like I used to do the 14, 15-hour days, and like I am so glad. And like I said, you guys totally made my one day a week as an admin day a true admin day. I didn't have
Nice.
to take that extra client.
And then boom, now you can focus on that. And now like the other 4 days, you're working on your other goals, right? And like other things you
Right.
want to do. So getting fully certified, which is
Absolutely.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think almost it's almost like you've got to see. Is there any way like you could speed up the process of your certifications? Because like if you're
I
already
know.
like looking like if you,
It's
I think you got to
like
start doing it.
so dumb. I'm in school right now for nursing, so I can do like Botox and filler. And so once I'm done with that, like you guys will be the one advertising and stuff like that for me. Um, and what's cool about that is I already have like a really good in like with my clients, but the goal is to kind of move away from doing lashes and stuff like that and just do cosmetic fillers full time. And I know that with you guys, I'll be able to do that. Like there's not even a question in my mind.
It's just tell us what you want. Tell us what offer you want to do. It's no problem.
No, that's literally
Yeah.
all it is. And you guys have been so good. And like now we're running 3 ads. Like I went from one ad and I was like super like a little like I don't know, like this is a lot of money. But like I said, the first month I think I broke even. And like this month, as far as like sales go, and like we've banged out all the kinks really. Like my sales are projected to at least double at very least. And that is in like the commission that I'm getting. So that's not even like the value of the appointment, which
Oh,
is
that's just your money.
that's just my
Oh,
money.
wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So that
That
means
yeah, if
this
we
month.
were going off like what the appointment value is, I've already made back the money, right? But like I have to look at like what I'm
Mhm.
making back. And so like I said, I think I about broke even like with my commission.
Which is
Um
great because you sat
right.
at home. Like you didn't like
I didn't do
Lauren
anything.
did everything. Yeah.
I literally did nothing at all. So, I mean, breaking even for doing nothing is totally fine by me. And what the cool part is this upcoming month, I know that I'm still not gonna do anything. You guys are taking care of everything. And I know I'm gonna double my money.
And then next month we'll double that.
Yeah, we will. I'm really,
We'll keep going. Yeah. And honestly, like at this point, like it's gonna be nice to see how far we can push like the spending on Facebook.
right.
Because ideally, like you want to push it as far as like Facebook will let you do it profitably. Like with one of our with our older business, with our education company, where we taught other people how to do like the Facebook ads, we were spending over $10,000 a day. Like
Oh my gosh.
yeah, but then it's because again, like money in versus money out, and like when you
Right.
get the return, like we pushed it literally like as far as we could. Like if we could have spent 20, like we would have found a way to like get that much cash flow.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So that's good. So it'll be nice. Obviously, we won't be spending $10,000 a
No,
day unless
not
you've
yet.
got
Maybe
no
one day.
franchises. We will
Right.
expand across. Yeah, but it'll be nice to see like per campaign spending like per offer like $500-$600 like per each one, and like it'll
Yep.
yeah, it'll be cool. So anyways, let's back to it. So what would you say if you could say one last piece of advice, something like you wish you would have known?
I think my biggest thing is I wish I would have known. I mean, I've said it a million times, but I wish I would have known about this sooner. I wish I would have invested sooner. Had I known I watched the testimonials before and I was like, honest, if I'm being super honest, I was like, I wonder how much those people were paid. And then I did it. And I can tell you, like, I'm just like a normal person. Like I I make decent money enough to live, but this has literally been life changing. And so my best advice to anyone who's thinking about doing this is like, do it, and do it right now, because literally as the days and the hours go by, you are losing money. And if you just take the leap of faith, even doing it for 1 month, you are going to have profit. And if it's you who's doing it, if you're doing it for you, then you will absolutely make your money back. Or if you're a spawn or like myself that is earning commission off of somebody, or you're, paying somebody an hourly rate, you will totally make back your money. And definitely in the second month. And for sure in the first month, like I said, if you break even, who cares? That second month, it just gets going. And it literally, like, I think it's funny that you guys are called Spa Rocket, because that's literally what you've done for the company. It's just rocketed it. And I've never seen anything like this before. I've told all my other spa friends about it. And they're like, Lauren literally went from 0 to 2 appointments a week to she has like 4 or 5 days open, and she's booked solid, like morning to night. Like, it's been a literal night and day difference. And so, I mean, my best advice would be to just jump and do it. Like, there's nothing else I could say. Just, you need this in your business.
Wow, that right there, that's a winning mindset. And like you said, like the results are there, like 33 days later.
Yep.
You
30. I
took the
mean,
leap.
totally.
Yeah. Crazy. And honestly, like it would have been even better if just if Lauren wasn't scheduled out like 6 weeks in advance.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I mean. Like, I had to hire somebody else. I had
Yeah.
to.
Wow. So yeah, so Payton, this was awesome. So like honestly, like it's nice. It was all basics when you think about it. Like build
Totally.
relationships and just like don't be scared to invest in the right thing. But like it's usually the simplest things, the one thing that makes the biggest difference. So it's nice.
Absolutely.
It's good. Who's ever watching right this, they definitely needed to hear it.
Oh yes. No, you need it. You need Quentin and Jovan, and Sasha's been amazing. I love him. And Nita, like the whole team has totally taken care of me. And there's times where like I'm like, these people probably hate me because I'm like, we need to do this and we need to do this. But like what's also been nice is like after we worked out all the kinks and after I said it needs to be this way or that way, and really like let go of control too. It's made my personal life better. It's outside of the spa, but definitely inside of the spa too. So I can't thank you guys enough. It's been amazing.
Well, you're welcome, Payton. This is why we do what we do.
Yes, no, it's been so good. And I've been super happy.
Okay, amazing. So is there anything else that you didn't share that you think the audience needs to hear?
I don't think so. Like if you're not picking up your phone right now and calling them, like you're making a mistake. Like pick up your phone, make the consult, and let them take care of you.
Wow. Well, so if you're watching this, hopefully we can skyrocket your spot too. Well, Payton, once again, thank you. I can't wait to see what happens 30 days from now. If anything, if you're up for it, we should do like another call in like 30 days from now, just so we can touch base on.
Absolutely.
I can't even imagine what's going to happen in the next 30 days.
I know. I'm really excited for another like 70-cent ad. Like that's silly. Like it is. It's like printing money.
Literally. So there we go. So Payton, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.